I love music. Do you? Music's so powerful, isn't it? I mean, the choir just with this wonderful anthem, and this is just the time of year that special church music is the way to go. I mean, you just can't do this season without special music. I think there's a reason why we think this is the time of year when church is the best, because often the music is among the best all year long. Music is so powerful. I was thinking about that this week, getting to sneak in and enjoy some of the shows from Savannah Music Festival. It was funny, Talene and I were in the office working, and in the bridal suite, just across from her office, they rehearse. World-renowned pianists are just kind of playing around right across the hall from the church office for 2 weeks straight. It's just amazing. It's amazing just walking through and music, hearing how powerful it is. Think about my children, and from an early age, music touches them in a way that verbal skills have to catch up with. A child can bob to beat of music, right, before they can say words. Music touches us in a part of the brain that is even underneath common motor skills, if you will. One of the benefits I had in seminary, I learned that I was not a good chaplain, and so I didn't go that route. But I did spend a year as a chaplain intern at Wesley Woods Hospital, which is the Emory University Hospital for geriatric hospital. And so I saw a range of older adults for a solid year, and everything from independent living in apartments. They had world-renowned dementia care at Wesley Woods. It was just amazing. And I remember working one day on one of the floors that was regarded, it was a floor that was some of the most intense treatment for dementia. And so it's challenging to be a chaplain to try to go, and I'm a verbal person, as you probably picked up by now, so I like to go chit-chat with you. Well, it's hard to chit-chat with a person who has severe dementia, because what you're chit-chatting about, it just may not always register correctly, right? And so I have to find ways to connect with them. But I remember the day that the connection was probably the best, and it was the day that I planned a worship service. And I'm thinking, we can't hardly carry on a conversation. But yeah, we'll do the worship service. And here's what was amazing. The employee at the hospital who played piano, she said, just wait, trust me. And as we sing hymns, guess what happened? They start to sing along. People who otherwise, you couldn't have a very rational conversation, but something about the music, they stored in their souls deep down that even when cognitive abilities were slipping, they could go to that place and find the music. It's powerful, music. Music can take us to our highest joys, and music can also meet us in our deepest lows, right? The songs that we love most are those songs that can give us great joy, and those songs that can just touch us in our saddest moments. I remember the song was just crazy when Olivia was about, 4, so a couple summers ago. The artist Pharrell did a song called Happy, and it was just had the happiest beat, and there was no hardly words to it, okay? But it's just singing about being happy. But the music, children loved it. Everywhere we went at some kid's activity, there's Pharrell in the background, and they're doing it. A dance recital, they're dancing to Happy. School end of the year program, that's a part of it. It touched the children. Made them happy. I'm sure if we did a poll, we could probably go around and say, what's the saddest song that you can think of? That we all have that song. And maybe it marks an occasion in your life. That song that touched you when that first tough breakup happened. You know that song. The one that just kind of met you in your sorrow. Maybe it's another song. Maybe it's one of the hymns that maybe was sung at the funeral of a loved one. You remember a song of someone special in your life and reminds you of them, and you kind of meet in this weird place of joy because you love that person, and sadness because you're reminded that they're not with you too. Music has power to meet you in whatever spectrum you find yourself in life. This is the beginning of Holy Week, which is kind of a strange thing too, because we're kind of on a spectrum. We call this Palm Passion Sunday, and we've done the joy and waving palm branches and children and sang the hymns, and then you notice there was that kind of awkward turn into being also reminded of the Passion. And we're supposed to hold both of them in tension today, the palms and passion. We're stuck somewhere between a parade and an execution. And that's a strange place to be as we live and relive this Holy Week. Holy is the week, the poet said. I love that line at the end, that the only road to Easter is through the unrelenting shadows of Good Friday. I think maybe the good news is that wherever we are in our life, God meets us. One of the things I love about the text from Philippians, do you know that that's not just a text, but there's a poetic quality to it, that every knee should bow and every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God. That was an early hymn of the church. Did you know that? What we read was an early church hymn. And you think about the early Christians, and in their greatest joys and in their deepest sorrows, those words, the music, comes back. Every knee should bow and every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. That he emptied himself unto death, even death on a cross. That's the great irony of this week. That the greatness of God is found in what we would normally see as weakness. That the glory of God is found in the passion. That the one who came to love us most, the dearest, kindest, most gracious, loving human being that ever walked the face of the earth, emptied himself unto death, even death on a cross, for you and for me. There's a song to be sung this week that begins today. A song of joy, the parade, Ride On King Jesus, as the choir sang the introit. And we join in the parade. And we offer our voices to sing with the disciples. Because if we don't, Jesus says, even the rocks will shout out if no one sings. Because the song of Holy Week begins with the parade. And it moves through the passion, through verses of the song that weave in and out of sadness and grief. And even that verse on Saturday in silence as the world waits until Sunday. You have an invitation to let your life sing this week. And to hear the good news and even live it through worship. That wherever you are in life, stuck in unrelenting shadows or front of the line in a parade, wherever you find yourself right now, Jesus comes to you. And it doesn't matter what baggage you carry on the journey. It doesn't matter what you think makes you whatever, not good enough, whatever it is. It doesn't matter even where judgmental people have said you don't measure up. Even if it's a bad church experience, by the way. None of that matters. Christ comes to you. Christ loves you. Christ invites you to offer your voice, your life, to the song of salvation that we begin today and sing through next Sunday. Amen. Hey, thanks for watching the latest sermon here at historic Trinity Church in Savannah, Georgia. I'm Reverend Ben Gostin. I'm the senior pastor here at Trinity Church. And I want to take this opportunity to invite you. If you're ever in Savannah, Georgia, we would love for you to visit us on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. We're located on Telfair Square, been here since 1848. Also, you can check out the comments below for a way to give if you feel so led. Again, you're welcome anytime here at Trinity Church.